Guys, deluded, I'm back again. I suppose with Mkhitaryan imminent arrival, Alexis going the other way, straight swap deal if you haven't watched my last vid. I suppose I have to give my opinion on Mkhitaryan. Now, let's speak immediately. I don't even know how to structure this, and I've made my notes and things like that. I don't know how to structure this, people. So let me try and collect my thoughts. Alright, boom, let's go. Obviously, 70 odd caps for his country, 25 goals. I think he's the leading goal scorer. I could be wrong in that. It took me a while to come round, admittedly, to the idea of it, not because Mkhitaryan's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. Just for one, you should be getting straight cash for Alexis, or Mkhitaryan should be thrown straight in. For two, he should have been sold already in the summer. Alexis, I told you guys, and you guys sat here and told me he's not leaving. You guys told me it's not my money. What do you know about football X, Y, and Z? I don't claim to know any more than you guys, but yeah. You told me everything. It's always going to be underwhelming losing a world-class player in Alexis Sanchez and getting a Mkhitaryan, but it's nothing on him. And what makes me mad, though, I've already said, is the straight swap business, and Mkhitaryan can't control that. It's just a collection of bad decisions by this football club that's led to you obviously having to take the bullet and looking at it on the basis that you either get a player for a player you're going to let go for free and let him go for free now anyways, or just not get nothing and watch him go out the door for United. So, yeah, that's off topic. Back to Mkhitaryan. I don't think he's a bad player. He's clearly a good player. I've watched quite a bit of him. He's clearly been a good player. He's shown patches at United, but not enough. So is he? With that being said, is he a bad player? Which he's not. Is he a bad player in need of a system that's going to thrive? Get him to thrive. You could say yes, but on the basis of Arsenal, I mean, we've got Bellerin, Xhaka, Mustafi, players that are very good players in my opinion. But you could say they haven't been coached. They're in systems that don't suit them, etc., etc. We're saying this very same logic about Mkhitaryan. I do believe he'd be at home here because Wenger caters to attacking players more. But if you look at it, just regardless of their positions, it's the same thing being said of players that are here already, if you get where I'm going. Would he improve? Would he improve here based on how we've been going? We don't know. He clearly needs love, arm around the shoulder. He is clearly one of these silly, confident players that need... He's not going to be able to thrive under Jose, ruthless, sink or swim. If you're elite mentality, you got elite. But he's coming to Wenger. Wenger going to put a hand around him somewhat. I don't want to say let him underachieve, but he's not going to come down on him harsh like you've seen with Jose, not letting him in the sides and things like that. Is he going to replace Ozil, or is he here to work with Ozil? Is the big one for me, because we've seen this with Giroud and Van Persie. Giroud's here to help. Then, oh no, I signed Giroud with Van Persie in mind, so I don't know. So yeah, is he going to do better at Arsenal with the freedom, with the added creativity, less restrictions, less emphasis on defending like at United? I hope he still took a lot of them values that he's learned under Jose and come to maybe it will work better, because he was rubbed out, he was getting subbed off all the time and not included in match days. Maybe it will work out. For me, I've come to the verdict, he's a good player, he's just underloved. He needs to bring into this club 10 goals minimum. And that's nothing against him. We need goals at this club, and I do believe in Mkhitaryan plays. He will score at least 10 goals all comps. He's shown he can score goals. He's an assist king. I remember that season before he left Dortmund, he was moving mad on the assist front. So yeah, in regards to his Dortmund career, 140 appearances, 41 goals, 49 assists, and I do remember one extravagant one in his time there against Munich. So he in 140 games, he's had a hand in 80 odd or more goals. So that's not the worst from a player you don't necessarily attribute with goals and things. He'd be right at home on the basis that he's a creative player. You know, Mkhitaryan, he's a creative player. He'll be at home. We need creative players. He's a better option than what we had. For me, he walked straight into the lineup. So I am happy in that regard about Mkhitaryan. But yeah, he's 29, going on 30 in January, so he needs to hit the ground running ASAP, because he, like Alexis, they ain't got time to waste at their respective clubs, whatever they're trying to achieve. Schalke, he was amazing as well, man. He made 106 appearances, 44 goals, 23 assists. For United, obviously his worst time here at United for various reasons that I've listed, and you guys know yourself. 63 appearances, 13 goals, 11 assists. So that's decent. So in his time at United, he's had a hand in 125 goals or so. No, that's wrong. He's I don't know why I've got 125. Oh, in 365 appearances in his professional career, he's scored 125 goals and 94 assists. That's not bad. That shows you can bring something to the table. He's there. When you look at the players that are likely to play, we know he's going to play in the 10. He can play centre middle. He can play on the flanks. For some reason, I think he's going to play on the flanks. If we look at the flank men, it's Iwobi. Iwobi needs to be bringing in 10 goals. Mkhitaryan can get that minimum. So Mkhitaryan's clapping his space. So you get what I'm saying. For me, just what I said, that where is he going to play? He's played central midfield in his days at Shakhtar and Dortmund. He's obviously played on the flanks throughout his career, on the left and on the right and in the 10. For me, the first thing that screams is right wing. You know, I don't know why, but I just see him on the right wing. I see him as someone that could cut in off that right flank. He can take a player on. He's not necessarily quick, but he can take a player on. He's fairly skillful. I see him cutting in off that right-hand flank, mixing it up with Ozil, floating around the pitch, somewhat a continuation player, getting in nice little pockets and getting in nice little pockets for nice little turns and nice little through balls, wreaking havoc. Ozil could play deeper or he can mix it up. One of them could swap. It would enable either one to stay further up the pitch. I don't know why right wing screams for me the most obvious for him. You could say left wing, take Iwobi off, and come and make it narrow and things like that. It's a good problem to have. How often or not do Arsenal have selection problems? The big thing is, where does he fit in? Where does he fit in? Do you put him or Ozil on the flanks or not? Big clubs or teams that want to win, you need to have selection problems. And at least Mkhitaryan, if not as underwhelming as losing Alexis for him is, at least it's some selection problems now. Because Arsenal fans are very peculiar. They'll moan about not having enough options and then they'll get scared when there's a competition for places. Mkhitaryan, because of the freedom we like to play football on paper and how we like to play, and if we definitely played how we played against Palace on a consistent basis, he'll be at home. For me, with him, we need to play quicker, more decisive. He can do that. You saw when there's intent to our play, like against Everton for the first half, second half, and against yesterday against Palace in the first half. We need to play like that. If we were going to play like that, he'll be right at home. For me, I don't know why I keep saying it. Right wing, he's going to slot in on either side of the flanks, to be honest with you. The 10 role, he can do it. He can play central midfield as well, but then it becomes a case of how do you want to set up that midfield. I see him floating into pockets, creating lovely little spaces. It then becomes a case of what system do you play or what formation to get the best out of him. He's shown he can. For me, I'm actually alright with it now that I've thought about it and looked at the research and stuff. Because worst comes to us, he's definitely going to score more goals than Iwobi and the attacking men that are there already on the wide flanks. I mean, he's no Alexis Sanchez, but at least he can kick a football, and he looks like a pleasing footballer. A lot of United fans I've spoke to are happy, of course, that Alexis is gone. I mean, they're getting Alexis, and they would obviously swap Mkhitaryan for Alexis, but they do feel they could have had a potential player in Mkhitaryan that could have chipped in, and he showed in patches. And maybe it's just a wrong fit for not even for the club, for the manager that he's playing under. Obviously, they have the same agent. I do remember his Shakhtar days. He played very good against Chelsea as well. What was it, 2012, 2013, when he got 29 goals? I actually did some research. I found that he spent time in Valencia, not in the academy, just Valencia, the area as a kid. He had a trial in Brazil as well. He comes from a very hard-working background. His dad was a professional footballer. His dad had to flee a lot of conflict and things. Obviously, you've seen him in 2015-16 in the Europa League when he scored against Spurs. He turned up against Liverpool that same year. If you go and look at it, the DFB Cup or whatever it's called in Germany, the League Cup, he scored in every round but the final. So that shows you someone that can score goals. He needs to hit the ground running. If you actually remember when he impressed for playing right wing against us, ironically, and that year he played quite well in Champions League. So he's a player we know very well. Arsenal could definitely have replaced Alexis with worse, but it is underwhelming on the basis that, yeah, you're losing Alexis Sanchez and getting Mkhitaryan. I'm cool with Mkhitaryan. He's top class. I'm not even going to get onto him. He's a good player. I'm just criticising the logic in this, to be honest with you. For free, it's better than what we could have got. He's got to hit the ground running. He's going to be in a system that's going to allow him to be loved more. I do believe he could be a real good player for us. In regards to the formations, I actually humoured myself on a quick thing and thought, let me make them. The first one I put is 3-5-2. Do you go with three at the back? 3-5-2. Do you go with three at the back? A 5 in midfield of, let's just say, Ozil on the right, for example. You could play Mkhitaryan centre mid with Jack Wilshere and Xhaka. There's also scope to play Iwobi there. And obviously, if it's 3-4-3, I've put Jack Wilshere and Maitland-Niles. You can put Maitland-Niles on the left-hand flank, and Ozil's obviously going to be a midfielder. So in real terms, when the game's playing, it's going to be slightly different. But with Maitland-Niles, that 3-5-2, if I can show you, that 3-5-2 always becomes a 4 at the back if Maitland-Niles is there, so there's some protection. So there is some scope to play there. Or do you put Ozil up front and Mkhitaryan on the right-hand flank in a 3-5-2? 4-3-3, do you play him central midfield with Ozil? Do you play either one of them on the flanks? Do you play both of them in the midfield? There's some good conundrums to have. Do you play a 3-4? Do you play a 3-4-3? Which I've got obviously 3. Then you've got the 4 Ozil or something fit that. And then you've got either Ozil or Mkhitaryan up front. Or do you play 4-2-3-1 like here? 4-2-3-1 with 3 of him, Ozil and Iwobi or someone, or Wilshere or whatever. But I think Wilshere going to be needed in the pivot. You guys can't even see it, can you? Poor writing. 3-4-3. And then Aubameyang up front. 4-2-3-1. Or obviously the 4-3-3 where you can play Mkhitaryan on the right, in the middle, central mid. It's a good option to have. We need these problems. For me, immediately, if you was to say name your formation, I'm going to actually put Mkhitaryan on the right hand flank, but you need it but with the license to drift inside and do all of them things. Because the more I think about it, the more I think this could be a potentially good player for us. But we need to sign we need to get this Aubameyang thing done. I wanted Malcolm, to be honest with you. That would excite me as well, to be honest. Malcolm and Mkhitaryan, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, man. In short, I do believe it's a good player, but we need to get a system to allow him to thrive. And for years, Ozil never had that system. There's current players that we always say at Arsenal, they need a system to get the best out of them. So while I'm happy he's coming, while I do believe he's going to play better than he played at United because he's going to get more of a chance, it's not plain sailing, and we have our own problems to answer for. And if we're going to sign him, we know he's not the best defensively, and he's improved because he had to under Jose. With him and Ozil, they both mash work defensively, but you do need to sign a presence in midfield because you want them further up the pitch to allow them to thrive. So yeah, all of this, he's a good signing. He's a good signing because we do not have no options other than Ozil now and a couple other attackers. Well, there is no real attackers. Lacazette really, and Nelson because we like him. There's not really, there's a lack of attackers. So Mkhitaryan at least comes with experience and pedigree like that. He's not going to have long in his career left. He's turning on 30, so he needs to turn on the style. Hopefully he hits the ground running. I do believe Alexis will, so I believe he has to hit the ground running. We ain't got time for passengers because we've taken a massive gamble. The top four looked unlikely, but it's even more unlikely now because Alexis and the output's gone. And Mkhitaryan is not like Alexis. He's not a like for like, but he does need to hit the ground running. And if he returns 10 plus minimum goals, which I do believe he can, it's calm. 17-18. He's got 1 goal, 5 assists in 15 appearances, and altogether he's made 22. He's made 22 appearances this season. So if he gets more of a chance, I could be wrong about them stats. He could, if he gets more of a chance, he could have a big part to play in our season. So yeah, possible reunion with Aubameyang. So while it's underwhelming, we could have done a lot worse. Of course, I would have loved Martial, but if I was Martial, I wouldn't come to Arsenal unless I'm going to play up front. And if I'm United, I wouldn't let Martial go, regardless of Alexis coming in. But yeah, guys, Deluded Gooner, you choosing N'Golo Kante. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out. That's my 2 pence in regards to Mkhitaryan. I'm not speaking about Mkhitaryan coming in or Alexis anymore. I will speak about Aubameyang if you want me to, and that actually happens. But guys, Deluded, I'm out.